ghost ship SS Ourang Medan. The salt-laden wind swept across the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, a realm of mystery and danger that had lured many brave souls seeking fortune and adventure. In the early 20th century, maritime industry thrived as ships navigated the treacherous waters, carrying cargo and passengers to distant shores. Among these vessels was the SS Ourang Medan, a ship known by few, sailing through obscurity towards an eerie fate. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the sea in shades of orange and pink, radio operators aboard various ships tuned into their equipment, a vital lifeline connecting mariners across the vast expanse of water. It was a routine evening for most, until a series of disjointed Morse code signals began to echo through the airwaves. The message was simple yet chilling. All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in chartroom and bridge. Possibly whole crew dead. I die. The receiving operators exchanged puzzled glances, their brows furrowed in confusion. The message was brief, cryptic, and unsettling. It didn't make sense. What kind of disaster could have befallen the SS Ourang Medan to result in such a tragic fate? It wasn't long before the maritime authorities took notice, and concern rippled through the shipping lanes. Amidst the cacophony of questions and speculations, an uneasy decision was made. A nearby vessel was reportedly diverted from its course to investigate the source of the distress call. The captain, a seasoned sailor with a reputation for his courage, agreed to lead the mission. The crew prepared for the unexpected, bracing themselves for what they might uncover aboard the SS Ourang Medan. Tension hung in the air as the two ships neared each other under the canopy of stars. The crew watched as the silhouette of the SS Ourang Medan loomed ahead, its eerie presence amplified by the moonlight reflecting off the gentle swells of the ocean. As the ships drew alongside each other, a feeling of unease settled over the crew. The SS Ourang Medan was eerily silent, a ghostly apparition adrift in the darkness. Captain gave the order to prepare the boarding party. The creaking of ropes and the clattering of boots on the deck echoed through the night as the crew readied themselves to step onto the mysterious vessel. They were armed with lanterns, weapons, and a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. No one knew what they would find aboard the ship that had sent the haunting message. As the first members of the boarding party set foot on the SS Ourang Medan's deck, a chilling stillness greeted them. The air was heavy with a sense of foreboding, and the only sound was the gentle lapping of waves against the ship's hull. The investigators exchanged cautious glances, their lanterns casting eerie shadows on the lifeless figures that lay scattered across the deck. The scene was a tableau of horror. crew members frozen in place, their faces etched with terror, as if death had caught them by surprise. The investigators moved slowly, stepping over bodies in unnatural poses, trying to make sense of the macabre scene before them. It was a puzzle with no clear solution, a mystery that seemed to defy the laws of nature. As they ventured deeper into the ship, the tension escalated. The investigators' lanterns illuminated the dim interior, revealing more chilling scenes of death and despair. The crew's quarters were no different, with personal belongings strewn about and signs of struggle hinting at the chaos that had ensued. And still, no answers emerged. With each discovery, the sense of unease deepened. What had happened aboard the SS Ourang Medan? Who or what could have wrought such havoc? As the investigators delved further into the ship, they could only hope to uncover the truth behind the chilling distress call and the enigma of the ghost ship that had captured the imagination of the maritime world. The crew's quarters were a disarray of personal effects, letters, photographs, trinkets that gave a glimpse into the lives of those who had met their untimely end. Beds remained unmade, meals unfinished, as if time had been abruptly suspended. In one cabin, a half-written letter spoke of distant loved ones and dreams of returning home. In another, a chess game remained frozen in mid-play, a silent testament to camaraderie turned to tragedy. As they moved further into the bowels of the ship, the investigators discovered the mess halls, where tables were set as if for a meal that had never taken place. Plates of food had congealed, while chairs lay overturned in a tableau of chaos. The ship's galley told a similar story, cookware still simmering with cold, untouched food. It was as if an invisible force had snuffed out life in its tracks. The investigators' nerves were frayed, and hushed conversations exchanged in whispers carried a note of disbelief. They gathered around to review the logs, letters, and cargo manifest, searching for any shred of information that might illuminate the tragedy. The logbook contained cryptic notations and entries that hinted at growing unease among the crew, but no concrete explanation. One particular entry drew their attention, an enigmatic notation about a phantom cargo. The investigators puzzled over the implications. What could this mysterious cargo be, and could it hold the key to the gruesome fate that had befallen the crew? The cargo manifest itself was filled with vague descriptions, only deepening the mystery. The investigators huddled closer, their lanterns casting eerie glows on the pages before them. Among the cargo were references to dangerous chemicals and unknown substances, heightening the sense of foreboding. It was clear that whatever the phantom cargo was, it held a significance beyond their understanding. Could it have triggered the tragedy? Was it connected to the cryptic distress call? Amid the conjecture, a voice rose above the fray, a voice that carried the weight of authority. It was the lead investigator who urged the team to consider all possibilities, no matter how far-fetched they might seem. She shared her theory, a hypothesis that tied the phantom cargo to the bizarre events that had unfolded on the SS Ourang Medan. She speculated that the cargo's hazardous nature might have played a role in the crew's deaths, whether through a catastrophic accident or an intentional act. The investigators pondered the implications, grappling with the idea that an innocuous shipment could have unleashed such chaos. In the midst of these unsettling experiences, the investigators continued their meticulous search for answers. They uncovered additional crew logs, personal diaries, and fragments of correspondence that provided glimpses into the emotional state of the crew members as their situation grew dire. Fears of an unseen threat, mysterious ailments, and growing paranoia painted a picture of a crew haunted by an inexplicable force. Eventually, the investigators reached the heart of the ship, the very place where the phantom cargo was rumored to be stored. As they descended into the bowels of the ship, the air grew colder, and an otherworldly chill settled over them. The flickering lanterns created eerie shadows that danced on the walls, adding to the sense of unease. The cargo hold itself was a labyrinth of crates and containers, each potentially holding the key to the ship's mystery. With the lantern's light, they saw the crates, marked with cryptic labels and symbols, their contents unknown and potentially lethal. It was clear that the cargo had been the catalyst for the crew's downfall, but how remained a puzzle. As the investigators examined the crates, a shiver ran down their spines. It was as if the cargo hold itself held a malevolent presence, an energy that seemed to pulse in the shadows. Whispers of the supernatural echoed in their minds, a reminder of the ghostly encounters that had plagued the ship. The investigators worked together, methodically examining each crate and container, documenting their findings as they went. Fragments of information began to emerge, a mixture of scientific notes, handwritten logs, and cryptic symbols that hinted at the cargo's dangerous potential. It seemed that the crew had been dealing with an entity that they could not fully comprehend, one that had pushed them to the brink of madness. And then it happened. A presence manifested before them, a swirling mist that seemed to take on a human form. It was a chilling apparition, the manifestation of the ship's tortured past. The investigators watched in awe and terror as the ghostly figure moved among the cargo, its form shifting and twisting as if trying to communicate. The figure seemed to waver, its form growing more defined. In a voice that carried a haunting echo, it spoke, a jumble of words and emotions that transcended the boundaries of the living world. It was a tale of a doomed journey, of a cargo that had unleashed forces beyond human comprehension, and of a crew that had been caught in a struggle between science and the supernatural. As the figure's words faded, a chilling silence settled over the cargo hold. The investigators exchanged glances, a shared understanding passing between them. With the sun beginning to rise on the horizon, the investigators returned to their vessel with their minds full of the haunting legacy of the SS Ourang Medan. To this day, a lot of stories about the SS Ourang Medan have been told, but no one can fully understand what truly happened. There, in the middle of the mysterious sea. And with that, we have come to the end of our video. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. This is Ben saying, see you next time.